This is an impromptu compost bin that I threw together just out of whatever scrap I could find, like these old logs right here, limbs, heavy limbs, piece of vinyl, whatever. And I've been putting down all these empty buckets, had duck manure out of the duck coop in them, and I've been putting down a layer of the duck manure. Then I go over here to this rather more audacious compost bin built with pine slabs and tarps, and it's not broke down yet. This is, and in fact I didn't get enough water in it, and it's still dry right here in the middle. You can see it's got some dry sheep manure in it. I've been raking this out and filling these buckets up with that and taking them over, and I dump them in layers on top of the duck manure, and I'm building a compost bin. The thing to remember about compost is it really should be geared toward what you're going to use it for. In other words, tomatoes, potatoes, they like the acid, so you want to use lots of oak leaves, pine needles, even acorns and limbs, tree limbs, oak wood makes good acid-loving plant compost. And you want to gear that for those plants. And then you've got the other botanical name for the plants that like alkaline soil, which is Cassopenia gillesea. And they like more alkaline. So there you'd want to use like just sheep manure mostly, and not too much of the acidy stuff. Probably maybe grass clippings along with your sheep manure and stuff like that. Less acid stuff, more alkaline for plants like, parsnips. They like 6.5 to 7, something like that pH. So gear your compost bins towards the pH that you're going to use, that the plants like. That's the thing to remember about compost.
Okay.
All right, this is the dedicated parsnip bed right here. I tried for many years to grow parsnips unsuccessfully. Finally, I asked the county agent. He said, I've only known 3 people who tried here in the Mid-South. Only one succeeded minimally. But I succeeded last year, and this may be the reason right here. And I've also got parsnips, and it's only the first week of June, 4 feet high. And they're loaded with seed. But these are from last year. So I'm going to let them go to seed, and I'm going to plant a new bed of seed. And the important thing about parsnips is you must have fresh seed. That's the #1 thing. Here I've got some compost. I'm going to add this to it, and I'm just going to dump it and let the chickens spread it out for me. This is actually my special potato compost, but I've already added some chicken litter to this, a layer down underneath, and I've already added some compost. So it should pretty much bring the pH to neutral, around 6.5 for this parsnip bed, and parsnips like it about 6.5 to 7, somewhere in there. They don't like it too acidic.
Stop.
Yep. Here are some handy items to have around the place. Used pickle jars with lids. But just remember, these lids are not dog proof. And this one here, my dogs have damaged it. Another handy item is a plastic soup ladle. Very handy. You can dip your mash or your starter, whichever, feed for your chickens. As I was saying, this soup ladle is handy to reach back in your coop and dole out some feed into your bucket feeder or into your frying pan feeder, like right here. Or it's very handy to reach back in nests that are hard to reach and get the eggs out. Very good for that. Yeah, got 5 eggs in that nest today. And also another handy item to have is these old dishwasher racks. You can put them over your buckets and keep the chickens from scratching your litter out before you get it to the compost pile. And here's another real handy deal, is a broiler lid, because it's so very smooth. I love it for water because you can run your hands around in it and you can get it clean real quick and easy. And then another dishwasher rack to keep the chickens from walking through it with a concrete block on top to hold it down so they can't knock it over.